from scratch this way, which would just clean up the history and it'll give people that are contributing a chance to get, good contributor credit, etc. Plus, it'll also allow us to add the grammar interface from the very beginning. I plan on sort of doing a mini history of all this commit stuff, so that it's, I'm going to review all the tests. I'm going to document each piece as I put it in, and so that the commit history looks really solid. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this by Monday, so everybody can make their other merge requests into it, but it should be better. I've also went ahead and add GPG validation to my commits, so all the commits will show that it's verified, which I've been meaning to do for a while. I might do another video on that someday. I did put Robs.io has a log entry about it. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Well, first thing is I moved the old. I don't want to get rid of the old one, so I'm gonna move it aside for now. So we're gonna put that in old libpegn, and I'm gonna make a new one. Directory libpegn, and I'm gonna use the fact that GitLab creates new repos for you automatically here in a bit. So I'm trying to imagine myself doing a brand new repo. It's actually good to, if you're just coming and you want to learn about Go and you want to watch this. I'm going to go through all the steps for making a new Go module while I do this. So I'm going to be talking through that if you want to review how to build up a Go module, and sub packages and what the difference is. I've got some coffee here. It's good Saturday morning ish. It's like almost afternoon now. I keep LSing like force of habit. All right, so let's do. The first thing we need to do is probably to get a README for what this thing is. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could wait to do that very last. I tend to like having a README too early. So let me just read this. This one, yeah, I've been doing the README. And it's got all the stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and copy the README over and just, I mean, README is a nice way to keep track of everything that's going on the project. I think, and it's not really complex, but it's a little bit easier to manage than issues. But I am thinking about it because, I mean, issues are maybe the way to go here. So I'm going to go clean up this README. PEGN grammar parser and reference implementation in Golang. Well, that's what it is. Warning: we're still working toward a 1.0 release. Please do not use anything for anything but experimentation. Architecture. So this is the thing I believe in doing with READMEs anyway. First of all, this README doesn't become a part of any of the Golang documentation, which this is. So this is more for people that are coming across the source code and just want to read what's going on. All the other formal documentation for the grammar, for the module itself will be in Godoc. So there are 4 main divisions in the module: parser interface, rooted node tree, PEGN grammar generator from specification, PEGN optimized JSON parsing package. Yep, that still sticks. So the parser is designed with PEGN parsing in mind, not as a dependency. But not as a dependency. It can parse anything PEGN related or otherwise. It can, however, be passed. See, this is the thing. This actually doesn't belong here. So let's carve out a space for these things. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave the README out for now, other than the first line. And the reason for that is because I'm going to gradually add back everything as we make it. And I just need the README to tell people what it is. So I can do this kind of as like a framework for the initial commit. So put your ears on if you want to understand how to wait, what's going on here? So yeah, if you want to understand how to initialize a Go module and what to do to get started, I'm going to be doing that now. All right. Yeah. I should probably change the status, actually. Let me put PEGN.dev in here. So people, you know, I have to put that in there because people still don't know it's a web URL, believe it or not. I do. I get people who do not know .dev is a domain, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know what that is." I like the website's right there. And I'm like, "Where?" It's still a thing. I'm really fighting the urge to put some Green Day on, but that would make me unable to stream. Also, affiliate is going away, so I actually sent a thing to my subs. If you want to participate in helping me out through all of this stuff, any of these open source projects I'm working on, my PayPal is there. It's listed there, and it's just you know, it's just paypal.me/rbxrob. Next, let's make this thing. So how do I start a Go project? Well, you first of all have to have sort of a place to put it that's reliable. And frankly, I think you should always make a repo, even if it's a private repo that you're just messing with, because you have to have a backup. If you're working inside a corporate, area, you can just make your own, Git repo repository somewhere. You're fine. But you should generally think of what the thing's going to be named, because you got to put that in everything. There's ways around that, and we're going to show you that with Go mod replace. But that is kind of how you start. So you need to just kind of come up with a name. We've already decided, settled on libpegn instead of like pegn-go. That is pretty standard way to name Go modules, is something -go or go-this. And to tell you the truth, I'm kind of conflicted at this point about the name. A lot of people might not like that. That is a convention in the Go community. There's no law that says you should have Go in the name. In fact, let's see what we can find on that. And do does my Golang project require the go suffix? I think I need to put that in quotes. So yeah, the Go command may need to download the Go mod file. No. Ultimately, set up your next Go. Watch this. I can't even open dev.to because the morons who made it don't have JavaScript only support. That's how stupid they are. So command go mod download. I actually write all about that in advice. Anyway, predictable templates. No. Go programming language. We got that. So. How to start a Go project in 2008. I have my own of these, so I'm just reading these to kind of get a sense of it. You can control rows beyond Go. Oh God, this is like so old, this information. So this is why you need knowledge bases that have automatic expiration on data, on some of the knowledge, which is coming in the knowledge net. I swear to God, it's coming. You need to force yourself to expire certain documents and knowledge so that you can come back to it and delete it. Otherwise, you'll never forget. You'll never remember, and this stuff will be out there and it'll be ancient, and you're like, oh fuck. There's some knowledge you need to be told, hey, this is going to expire, and if I don't go in and reassess it and touch it so that the state is new, it's going to go away. And we all need to, all of us knowledge workers need that, because even though our notes are archivally interesting, some of this stuff is out there publicly and it's incorrect. So the only way we're going to get correct information is to modernize information, put an update that says, hey, this is old, is to be fucking reminded constantly and put it in your face. So that is coming. This is a good example of this. This is like old data. And some people are being led astray. They'll realize this is really off. How's it going, Barnesy? So yeah, having a command is the thing. Really what the question I have is whether I'm like second guessing my decision to call it libpegn versus go-pegn. And the reason for that is because it's just not idiomatic. It's very, very, very unusual to not have Go in the name for a Go project. So here you have the official Go client, Go-Elasticsearch. go dash whatever, go dash whatever. And honestly, people cannot like it, but that's what is done. And I'm not the kind of person to just follow along sheepishly, but in that case, I don't see a significant reason to depart from that. So frankly, I'm a little bit inclined to change the library name. And the people that disagree with it are those who haven't done any Go programming forever, and so they don't like it because it's not like other languages and stuff. But people in the Go community who are looking for a library are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Way forward, but what do I know? Yeah. I would like to have people start using lib and all that stuff, but I've never ever seen that used. I don't know. Maybe that would get more people to look at it because they don't know it's Go. They would be like, "What is this libpegn? Is this a C library for PEGN?" You know what I'm saying? They might actually pick it up because they don't know better. I mean, like for example, YAML, right? Go dash YAML. It's a really, really, really strong ingrained cultural convention to put Go dash in the name, and I feel conflicted. I don't know what to do with that. I mean, let's actually go out to GitHub and see if we can search for anything that begins with Go dash. Yeah, Go natural date. That's TJ's. Yeah, Go dash. Wow, Go dot awesome Go. Go dot Ethereum. There's the Ethereum library. What's that? Yeah, I'm telling you, I have never in like 6 years, I have never seen anybody use lib. Shadowdocs-go. I see, but that's archive, so I see people do it with it before it and after it. And then you got Viper, Mr. Viper here with his 13.4, pluses. I hate that library. I hate it. I'm not going to use that one at all. And then you have Gorm, which is, the ORM thing that Dusty found the other day. Flutter-go. Look at that. So, client-go, gold miner, no, low. Structured pluggable logging for Go. Here you go. There's Golang OAuth, but it's got Golang in the upper part of the name. It's always public monorepo of Go code. Monorepo. There's your word right there. grpc-go. So grpc has a huge project, and they do the same thing. They put a -go at the end, though. That tends to be a thing. And I imagine this is also because if you go to grpc, I bet you anything that they have other projects and other implementation languages. I bet you they have -java, -web, -node. This is exactly the way I do stuff and always have. If I have something that's going to be implemented in multiple languages, I always have the root thing at the beginning, and I do -js, -node, or whatever. I'm going to follow grpc. This is a very, very awesome project that I'm not following for some reason, and I'm going to do everything they do because they're awesome. So, in fact, I got to start that project right now, and that confirms some of the earlier votes from the group here are not here right now. So yeah. If you projects in Golang.go, then they might as well follow suit. And I don't have a problem with, Go C. I plan to do it in multiple languages, so that's kind of another reason for doing this. All right, well, that answer has been made. Would be the first time that we followed a path and then changed direction. So I'm going to do PEGN-go. We haven't made it into a repo yet, so we can go in there and do stuff. So... Oops, wrong one. That's going to be a problem, though, because it's going to be matching all kinds of stuff, right? Yep. So there we go. There we go. Ha. So yeah, I think that's the way to go. Another pun. They are just coming like always. Um, um, yeah, I'm sold. I'm sold on this approach. I'm glad we did this. It was kind of in my craw before. Um, so yeah. So okay, so let's go. Let's actually make one. So how do we do that? So you have to know your name, which is why I spent so much time on that. Then what? You go mod init, and you have to put the path that's going to be imported by all the peoples. So PEGN / PEGN - go. Another great thing about that is I can actually mirror that to GitHub without a problem. And I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do it until we get a 1.0 open, but that's so people can find it and then come on over. So yeah, let's do that. New go mod. So you can see what this thing looks like. It's got the version in there. And we don't have any replace or anything in here yet. We don't need that. Hey, Mateus. So, so that's it. That is like the basis of a library. In addition to that, I'm a firm believer of naming the main file in here, whatever, the same thing as it would be pegn.go. But in our case, if we look back at the other one, we don't have a pegn.go. So we do need some documentation on this. So I am pausing because I'm trying to decide how much to document as we go along. Traditionally, you have a doc in here, and I almost don't want to make it right away. I'm trying to decide whether I should simulate having it kind of grow organically and have each piece committed as we go along, or if I should just do the whole thing, right away, right off the bat. And I'm going to do something I haven't done before. Sometimes I'll provide documentation for methods and the packages and stuff, mostly to get my head around what it is I'm building. And, then later I have to come back and revise it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually put nothing but code in at first, I have a feeling. And then I'm going to get all the code working and tested. And then I'm going to come back and put the documentation for that version of the working code. And that will prevent me from having to rework, documentation and such, and make sure that all the comments that are in the code are only related to those, developers that are looking inside of the code versus people who are employing the code for things. All right, so so the first thing that needs to go in here is our let's say we need this we need a node tree. That's the first thing we need is a node tree. Actually, no, the first thing we need is a parser. The parser is the main thing, so let's add that first. So then, actually, before we do that, let's commit this as our initial commit. And the way you do that is, so here are the steps. In case you're wondering, I'm going to follow them all by hand rather than cheating and looking at these. So first of all, we do a git init. And that's going to make this into a Git repo. Whoops, I got to go there first. PEGN-go. So git init, and that's going to make us an empty.git repo. And then I'm going to do git remote add origin. I want to get really good at these commands by themselves. I've since changed how I teach Git to people because I sometimes help them get around Git, and from now on, we're not even going to use Git at all. I actually have skillset.sh is being backed up automatically and stuff like that. We're not going to use Git for effective backups anymore, so that particularly the young people that I train know that they need to learn Git properly before they even use it at all. And so that's, hey Mac, so that's that's kind of important, and people on the stream have really reminded me of that very nicely, sometimes not so nicely, but they're absolutely right, so we need to move there. So So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do these steps and teach them. And then if they're just into like learning code right away and they don't want to learn Git right away because publishing stuff, they can publish to the web automatically. Their website's up on skillsec.sh. They can have fun with that as much as they want. And then when they're ready to actually publish and have a real site and get a domain and everything, then we'll start. That would be after they've learned Git and everything. So that's my change to the way I mentor and train, particularly for young people. So that means that from now on, I refuse to write a script that does all this stuff. In fact, I think I love this script. I think it's beautiful. It's really great for super beginners. But as he always messed up Git. Yes, and so Git is a challenge to learn for a beginner. It's and I think you really have to learn all of it if you're going to ever consider yourself a software developer. Period. You have to know like the deep recesses of Git to know true software development. I really believe that now, and since most of the contracts I'm shooting for and freelance work is also going to be software development, I really feel like I need to really up my mastery of Git. And right now I'm like I can survive in it, and I have a feeling there's a lot of other people that are in that position as well, that just know enough of it to do what they need to, and really lean on VS Code or whatever to save themselves from the command line stuff. I'm very happy to announce that I have actually got my GPG signing set up, which I've had sign up before, but for those who don't know, it's a learning Git resource. Yes, please do, Fist. Yep. Yeah. College was good for me, not so good for them. So this is something, actually, thank you very much for that. Learning IT branching. Yeah, let's go look at that. I'm all for people signing links. Actually, yeah, I that's funny. I didn't recognize it, but yeah, I was actually out here another day, and I really recommend it. So thank you for posting that. But there's something people might not know, and I actually think it's really cool. If you, oops, not wrong thing. So you can actually set up signing for public key signing of your commits, and it's super awesome. It actually GPG signs every one of your commits, so you get that really fancy green verified, commit thing. And in fact, let me show you one. I have one on I'm actually in the middle of migrating to, sorry for the white. That's not my problem. That's theirs. So let's see. So like robs.io, I just committed one of these earlier today. And so you get this nice, pretty verified link that says it's been verified with GPG key ID. This commit was signed and verified with a commit signature. So once again, it's one of those things that I can help people set up when they want to truly get into Git, like as a professional, and not just as something they use to back their stuff up. And I want to emphasize that more and more, because it is so essential. For so many different things. And that was me here. It feels good to get commit signing. So those of you who are interested, by the way, if you go to robs.io, that first link right there, just follow that, and that'll give you the link to how to sign your Git commits with GPG. So back to what I've been working on. You can make signed releases, right? Here's a manipulation. You can sign tags. Yes, you can sign everything. In fact, everything I do is automatically signed now. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but if you add GPG sign down here, it gets rid of your need to type -S for all your Git commits. There's actually somebody else who's now, employed doing DevOps at 18, who told me about this some time ago, and he helped me get set up on it. And I had reimaged a computer and didn't have my GPG keys set up, and my GitHub had my GitLab config, or my Git config didn't save, and so I spent some time this morning going through and setting that up. And I guess that's kind of part of the reorganizing the module. So every single commit to, PEGN-go is going to be signed from now on, at least for me. And if somebody else wants to sign it, that would be cool. I'd love to do that. Signing commits really saves you from the tragedy that happened with npm lodash-worm and all that other stuff, and all the other systems that don't have any kind of checksumming or signing. And I just really am happy that exists. Would I force all of my contributors to have GPG signing? Maybe not. Some people say it. Some people say. So I think they say on Fox News. So no, there are those who write, I sign all your releases. Yeah. but there there are some who say that that would help you with your DCO, your developer certificate of origin. By law, I guess GitLab and the Linux Foundation both agree that if you just commit to a project that has a DCO, you are in fact bound by it. Which reminds me, I need to add that right away. Just for committing to it, that means you're automated. But the GPG signing further proves that you are who you say you are, as opposed to some company or something. So let's go back to that. I'm glad I did that, because I don't want to add this until I have. I don't want there to be any questions. So the first thing I'm going to add here is the legalese here. So I'm going to add back the license, the Apache 2 license, which I'm not going to talk about. I overwhelmingly believe I can demonstrate objectively why the Apache 2 license is the superior permissive license, because of its explicit grants of patent rights. And that's really actually kind of brought home by the comparison to like the Go project. So like the Go project has BSD3 and it has a patents file and all these other files because doesn't have Apache 3. And also Google is obviously strongly related to the development that's happening on the Go project, despite, the FUD that the Rust community loves to throw around about Google having control of Go, which is completely absurd. So here we go. Okay, so Apache license. This means I'm also going to add the contributing file. I saw one other project do this, so this seemed to make sense. If people want to know how to contribute, they just need to make sure I don't have anything else in here. Some people might like to have it, call it DCO. I don't know. I you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to make this. I'm going to call this DCO. And then in contributing, I'm going to say, I'm just going to put whatever I want in there. So in this case, I'm going to say, contributing to this project requires acceptance of the terms outlined in the developer certificate of origin agreement, in the accompanying DCO file. Every commit issue post. Let's see. I'm going to put any interaction. Let's see. Any use. Let's see. Any merge request, issue creation, issue post. Let's see here. Commit. Or any other content development falls, let's say, constitutes legally constitutes your let's see, legally constitutes signing one's acceptance of the terms in the DCO. Meaning that, let's see, any word legally constitutes signed acceptance, meaning that any contribution, no matter how small, any contribution to this project in any way, let's see, gives up any legal claim to those contributions. Anyway, that's close enough. Okay. Come to development on this project. Copyright, patents. Do we need a fucking code of conduct? Or should we do a code of conflict? This is the thing I don't like about so many projects that exist, is they spend like 20 minutes to 2 weeks trying to figure out how to add a code of conduct. So yeah. Yep. Let's see. Hey, how's it going? That's interesting. Hello, paint artist. Do not realize they have signed away these rights when they accept employment with it. There you go. So it's up to you. It's up to you. Yeah, this is Groovebox. I've been liking Groovebox for God 5 months now. I didn't do it because I didn't feel like it was a high enough contrast for streaming. But I'm being assured by everybody that it's fine, and my eyes are thanking me. Yeah, Groovebox is based on Solarize, which I really loved since the dawn of time. Since it was first thing, I even made videos about it. They're still on YouTube somewhere about how to get Solarized on Windows 98. In your putty and how to hack your terminal. And this is just an extension on it, which I really love. So yeah, I went ahead and softened it a little bit. It's not going to stick out as much on YouTube, but and stuff like that. But who gives a shit? Very wordy, but I am as much about helping other developers as I am about getting shit out there. So might as well make my contributor guide a little bit wordy. All right, so just to recap for those who are just joining us, rebuilding libpegn, but we've decided to do pegn-go because that's what our many significant projects do, including the gRPC project, pretty much everything that TJ does. And so to stick with the convention that's used by the community, we're going to stick with that. This also gives us the option of doing pegn-c, pegn-js, which is also what the gRPC project does. So we're gonna model ourselves after that project. I'm adding the legal stuff, and I'm about to do the first commit on this so that I can kind of build it up as if it had been built. And we'll add the parser first. Let's see. Okay. You know what I was amazed by is look how good fish look in Groovebox. The fish program I have has got transparency in it because some people helped me with that. I'm actually going to admit too that I'm no longer using Alacrity. Alacrity was starting to get in the way. It seems like a good idea at first, and it started to block some of the other things I wanted to do, so I dropped it. I won't be using it again. But lots of tiny little reasons added up. But one of the most important ones was actually speed. I was really surprised that my typing speed in Alacrity was slower than GNOME, and I can't explain it right now. Key repeats and stuff might be set differently. I don't know. It's probably not the application software itself. I can't split terminals, which has been annoying. Yeah, I just use tmux for that, so I don't ever have a problem with that. Whatever my terminal is fine. The other thing too is Alacrity has really really bad emoji support, so and it doesn't support blink. Tiny little things, that for me the speed increase is at first it was kind of like butter and it felt nice, and now I'm feeling like it wasn't worth it. Like I really really love that it's YAML configured so I can change the theme, and I don't that's probably the biggest reason to use Alacrity if you ask me. So that is still the number one, that and the speed, so I might still do it, but GNOME terminal's on everything already by default, so I'm okay not using it. Yeah, anyway. So due to pressure, what, Alacrity? Oh, right. For a bit of time, but I can't switch terminals, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, there's just it's not enough. It doesn't have enough. It's not offering enough to make me use it. Same with NeoVim, same with i3. They're all things that offer things that are really awesome, but they're not things that I need. And so it's like just one extra thing I have to maintain and keep track of and install. And like, you know what, I'll just use the terminal that comes on it and make sure my tmux is configured right. So that's where I'm at. All right, so I actually think we have our first commit. This is kind of pretty. It does have everything there, all the legal stuff that I would want, and that means every commit from this point on is going to be based on this. So peer pressure. You're talking about Alacrity for peer pressure. See, that's another reason I don't like it, is that it's kind of a part of that ecosystem of people who look down on you if you don't use a Rust application versus the other version. And there are people like that. And I'm kind of like, a little bit of it is a vote against that way of thinking. I'm like, I'm not into supporting, people who literally say in my Discord, Rust is for, quote, superior developers. And so I won't lie, it does, I used to like it because it was had some good things to offer, and I still think it does. But I won't lie, that has tainted my, if somebody's giving you peer pressure because you're not using the Rust terminal because it's the best possible terminal to use, and I don't want anything to do with that fucking terminal. That's the bottom line. Yeah, some of my mates are like, but buddy, it uses GPU and stuff. Yeah, it is, and it's cool, and that's really awesome. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's, it's like, oh, if you don't do this, then you're wasting time and CPU resources. You're a slow developer and you're inferior. And people, I used to look. I may be guilty of that too myself. I may have said those kinds of things to people in the past. Yeah, it is a nice feature. It is. It's nice that it uses GPU acceleration. You know what else is nice? Getting on any Linux computer and being productive without installing a terminal. And that's why. I'm really, really annoyed that GNOME Terminal still in 2000 does not let you do your own themes. That still bothers me. You can do them, you just have to get crazy with it. So anyway, it has as much better ANSI terminal escape support, and it has Blink and all that good stuff that they left out of Alacrity just because they didn't like it, or they haven't got to it yet. And so that's the reason. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and save this. So let's do that. So I've got my commit up here going on. So I did my git init already, which gave me my git repo. Next, I'm going to do my git remote add origin, which I did already, I think. Did I do that already? I don't know. Add origin, git at gitlab.com, PEGN dash, ooh, you know what? I changed my thing here. Oh, I changed it already. Good. Good me. All right, so, fuck, okay. Git remote add origin, git add gitlab.com, PEGN-go.git, and I found out you have to have that. Yes, we are. For reasons that I talked about. I'm taking all of my direction from the gRPC project. The gRPC project is a very important library that's been implemented in multiple languages, and they have on their website under the group gRPC, they have gRPC, gRPC-go, gRPC-rs, gRPC-c, gRPC-whatever. And I believe we need to be consistent with what the community is using, even if we have personal disagreements with it. Lib absolutely is not used anywhere, and that's going to confuse people, and I don't want to do that. Git remote add origin, PEGN. So that gives us that. Git status is, we've got all this stuff to add, so git add dot. And then we're going to say, hey, how's it going, Doppeldankster? And then we do our git commit. with my GPG signing, yay. And okay, let's see, initial Go module set up with legal files. I'm making sure we have really good commits. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're watching, I'm going to hold you to the same standard as me. If you can't disable, it will now start running mid-roll ads you can't disable. Did they actually say that? Thank God I'm out of here. I just got approved for dropping my affiliate. So yeah, actually you can go on YouTube and block ads, and I encourage you to do that. And you know, I have no qualms saying that. Like, well, we need to support you. No, you don't. You don't. You need to force YouTube to start doing things that are not invading your privacy. But all of my streams are on there, and they're also on, I think Restream.io has a way for you to store them there as well. So anyway, you can go and you can download any of the files that I'm making on YouTube. So I've heard they were considering something like this. I mean, mid-roll ads are just the worst thing ad for your experience. Oh my God, yeah. If they add that, we are totally fucked. About it, if you want, yes, please do. I'm out of here. I'm not. Look, I'm still going to stream to Twitch, so that those people who are here can participate. But the next thing that I'm going to make that has anything to do with this, and I already started it last night. It's called Live. And yeah, thank you, sir. Open link. So yeah, mid-roll ads. See, this is how you know they lost their way, man. We support the creator and won't run if the viewer has had an ad break in the channel recently. Your feedback is welcome. Yet another reason I'm leaving. So yeah, they've lost their way. Yeah. Yeah. What are we talking about? Oh, are we talking about now or our complaint about Twitch? Who averagely lose about 1/3 of viewers. Yeah. They don't care about you. They're totally lying. I would rather take my chances with people who actually want to support me directly by sending money to my PayPal than that. Or find some other way to make money. If you haven't watched the documentary on Netflix about the social media shit that's going down, you really need to watch it, because it totally summarizes how all of this is pushing us closer and closer to civil war. And if we don't get rid of the advertising shit and the privacy violations, the fabric of society is literally going to break apart, and it's already happening. And they actually make a really strong case for why that's happening. And it's fascinating. It's just absolutely fascinating. And somebody else sent me a thing about how civilizations fall, and I'll send this to you too. This is so amazing, and it's it's not irrelevant. It's not irrelevant. So, not politics. Let's go back to what we're doing. So I'm initializing the Go module setup with legal files. And then I have to type my phrase. Which, you know what, if I'm going to have to start typing this every time, which I think I am, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. This is what you have to do for GPG. Fuck. Substream show. All right, I have to pause for a second. I need to be able to blank this out at some point. I need to make a hotkey for that. I had it before. What happens is I keep rebuilding my computers, and then I have to redo everything, and I have yeah, there we go. All right, back in business. It's hard because I don't really sometimes I'm concerned it's not All right, so Git Push. This is where the magic happens. Origin master, and does not appear to be a Git repo. GitLab does not appear to be a Git repo. Well, it's supposed to do it automatically, so we must have missed a step. So Git status. Git push. Origin master. Oh, well, I screwed up. So I didn't do the right add origin. I need to update my origin. Is it git update Mac? Date. Fuck, I don't see. I'm not that good with Git yet. I need to get good. Change Git origin. I'm almost sure it's Git remote update. Change Git remote origin. Oh. Git remote set URL. That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. Git remote set. Is it dash URL? Yeah. Set dash URL. Git at gitlab.com. Oops. God damn it. Colon PEGN -go.git. What? Set URL. Delete URL. Git remote set URL. Oh, you have to do it to the old URL. Huh. That's weird. Didn't know that. Git remote v. Oh, wait. Oh, origin. Oh. There we go. All right. So git push -u origin master. Now this should trigger the creation. This was rejected because the remote contains work that you do not have locally. It's usually accompanied by the repo pushing to the same ref. This doesn't make any sense. Let me go check. See if we have PEGN -go. I think this might be aliased for, yeah, I thought so. Yep, it was. It was a redirect. So that's going to be tricky. Because they do this thing where they redirect you, and so that's not going to do the auto creation, which means I'm going to have to make one and pull it down. So yeah, unless I do a force, because the remote contains work that you do not have locally. This is usually caused by another repo pushing to the same ref. You may want to integrate the remote changes. This is interesting. Actually, I haven't hit this problem before. I'm kind of glad I'm hitting it. This is caused by the fact that I did a redirect before, and I still have that other thing around. So GitLab still thinks there's something up there. And so it can't do the automatic creation that it normally does. So normally when GitLab, it's kind of cool. If there's nothing that has that name, it'll create it automatically as a private repo. So you don't have to do anything with an API or any of that kind of thing. But in this case, we have a problem. So this is going to mean a different approach to this, mostly because of this kind of edge case. And frankly, that means that I need to remove the Git repo because reasons. I'm going to have to pull down the other one. I actually hope it doesn't pull down the one I think it is, but I need to test that. So this is now back to just being yet another file or something. And I have a feeling that if I create the repo from the GitLab interface, that it'll do the right thing. And so then I can pull that down. PEGN -go. Whoops. whoops, temp. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. This is a weird case, guys, so I'm not, going to stress over it, but it is good to know it's different. So I'm going to make a new project. So it should tell me, sorry, you can't do that. It already exists, but I doubt it will. So, so yeah, where's my PEGN stuff? There we go. GitLab /PEGN go project slug PEGN. I'm gonna have to copy over a whole bunch of other stuff as well. I'll go ahead and make it public. I don't care. We're gonna be slowly adding to it, and don't need to initialize anything. So create that, and that should, yeah. So that tells it, oh hey, you're there, And so let's pull that down. Git pull or clone. Git add git lab doc. I had a command for all this at one point. So now I have to type it all out, but it's okay. PEGN at PEGN-go. Empty directory, which is fine. I can move everything from temp PEGN-go into PEGN-go. There wasn't much in there anyway, so god damn, peng. Maybe I need to call it peng. Git status, so it should be all new, so I have to go through those steps again. Not a problem. So yeah, we already have the remote origin set, so I just have to do the regular git add dot, and git commit, and I'm gonna say new Go module with permissive legal files. All right. So we're there, and Git Push should be all fine and dandy now. And it should be signed actually. So let's go see. Refresh. Yep. So signed commit, verified. New Go modules with permissive legal files. I should have put Go module. So yeah, that's gets this set up right. Apache 2.0 license. Look at that, it's got a contributing agreement. Actually, I added a contributing line. Why are you saying that it's not there? Did I spell it wrong? Contributing. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. So Apache README contributing added changelog. Do we want a changelog? Do we want one? Maybe we need one. I'm wondering if a changelog would work here. How do people do changelogs? I mean, I have my way of doing it, but I'm wondering how. I've read it. A lot of people mine them out of the comments and stuff, and I'm thinking if we have a good commit history, we don't need a good changelog. We don't really need a changelog. Yeah, and then, I mean, maybe when we release it, the release could have a changelog in it, right? Changelogs are always like sort of, readable extra things to the commit history and stuff. But I feel like if you do a good commit history with long, and you don't squash, commits and stuff, that you can almost get your changelog automatically just from the commits. I might be naive though. Anyway, all right, off to other things. Actually, I'm going to go refresh my coffee, and then I'm going to get busy doing the parser. So I'm going to drop the stream, and I'm going to restart, and I'll have a new title that's related to what I'm going to be doing. So you guys don't need to worry. I'm coming right back. I'm going to take a quick little peek at what's going on Twitter before I leave. Oh, yay. And also just a little peek on, see if anybody is actually on the YouTube watching us. So we have two watching. wonder if they've left any messages of any kind. The thing is that I haven't had it open the whole time, so I wouldn't know. I'm just coming into it, so if they had left messages earlier, I won't see them. This is one of the main things I want to actually fix. The thing is that I haven't had it open the whole time. So hey, look, it's actually talking. I'm talking to myself. You know what? I'm really, really, really pleased with what's going on with Restream. This is making me very happy because YouTube is providing access to things that are good. Hey, we even got an vote on that. It's making me very happy because YouTube is providing access. All right, so again, I'm gonna drop, take a break, and I'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes with a new title. So just watch out for that notification if you want to do that. All right, your workflow at work uses Jira dashboard to manage my changelog. Every user story is attached to a pull request, and Jira generates the new changelog as it publishes a new version. Awesome. One of the things that I'm going to do too, thanks for the reminder, as we Fecal, I'm going to be taken off, but when I come back though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create issues for every edition. So actually, no, I don't need to do that. But at some point in the future, I want to make feature requests. I mean, like feature additions, I want those to be issues so we have some sort of, tracking, which is the whole point, right? It's the whole point of using a service like this. And I really want to do it right this time because I do aspire to be a better contributor to open source projects that exist privately or externally as well. So that's the thing. So yeah, I'll be back soon. When I come back, we're going to be doing, specifically, we're going to be doing the parser. And I'll be doing the parser from scratch, as if I'm just writing it from scratch. I'm going to copy each of the things over one at a time so that we can reevaluate whether it's there and whether it belongs there. Because I want an absolutely pristine source base with no to-dos left around or random comments out, stuff that's coming out. Have it absolutely pristine, and then we can go forward. Okay,